Hi, Andrew Camphy here with Better Sheets, getting you better at Google Sheets right here, right now. I got 3 ways that you can get better at Google Sheets where you can master the potential of Google's free spreadsheet software. One is seek answers every day. Google for answers every single day. Don't worry about not Googling. Don't think that you have to know exactly what's going on. You can try to describe the situation to Google, what you're trying to do in very plain language. Second one, study great sheets. Many parts of Better Sheets are me just expressing what you could possibly do with Google Sheets and hoping that you get inspired by it. Third way is read the documentation, which I'll get into, and I'll show you some really cool things. If you've never used Google Sheets before or you're just beginning, I will show you what's inside Google Sheets. So many things inside Google Sheets. We're going to click through a little bit and I'll show you. Let's get started. Seek answers every day. Quite literally, this means Googling for answers. But also, I run a Facebook group called I Love Google Sheets. If you go to Facebook, search for I Love Google Sheets. There's also Google Sheet Experts. It's a Facebook group that's very good if you want to ask questions there. Many times you can actually show a workflow, show something in a quick Loom video, maybe 1 minute, and say, hey, is this the right way? Is there a better way to do this? Sometimes you need to know like the lexicon or the terminology of Google Sheets. You can use it later when you search on Google. I have 3 little quizzes here that I'm going to give you sort of the plain language that I found people use, and then I'll give you the answer of what's the formula that does this thing. Get data from one table to another based on a cell's value. You want to like pick parts of a database or a list of data, but it's based on some value. It's VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP is used in Excel and in Google Sheets, but I found that actually index match is a better way to do this because it allows more flexibility than VLOOKUP does. But that's not for this video. So if you are looking to pick out information from a table based on one of the cells, first look at VLOOKUP. All right, next one is get data from one Google Sheet to another Google Sheet. Sometimes this might be called workbooks or worksheets. It's a completely different file. How do you get information from one Google Sheet file into another Google Sheet file? Now, the way you've probably been doing it is copying and pasting. And absolutely you can do that. If you want to update information in one sheet and it shows up on another, how do you do that? The answer is import range. So you use import range formula inside of a sheet, and you can grab a value or range of values or an entire other sheet from another file. It's a pretty powerful and magical formula. Next quiz. I want to change rows to columns in Google Sheets. This is something that I learned very early on in my 5 years of learning and mastering Google Sheets, and it proved to be oddly one of the most useful things in the entire formula base of Google Sheets. I say this because it's actually the reason why I started Better Sheets itself. Changing rows to columns or columns to rows is the transpose formula. It's really great way to create a CRM inside of Google Sheets. If you're ever trying to do like sales or something, it's a great formula to know, transpose. Very useful. But I wrap up this section by saying you need to use simple language all the time to seek answers. Then once you learn the formulas that you're using day in and day out, you can start Googling for that and finding more and more unique examples. Next, study great sheets. I say this because half of the knowledge I have is from other people. It's not just Googling and searching for the answers in text. It's seeing how others use Google Sheets. I have 2 videos that I recommend watching where I break down great sheets, really God-tier sheets. One of them is a Corona hiring sheet that I found. Beautiful design. I recommend this for 2 reasons. One, their main page has a lot of space on it. When you're using Google Sheets, a lot of times you want to cram a lot of data into one place, but this sheet showed me to use a lot of space. It made a great experience. Second thing I picked out of this sheet, and you'll see in the video, you'll freeze the top 2 or 3 rows. And as you're scrolling through the information, you have this header in the description that is stuck, is frozen. And what this sheet does is the labels and the header is on row 1, and only row 1 is frozen. And then under that, in rows 2, 3, 4, 5, are a description of what's on this sheet. And then as you scroll down, that goes away, disappears, and now you're left with the data inside of the table. It's a wonderful little user experience trick I put into a lot of sheets after that. Next one is sheet by seed table. where this was also during COVID-19. Normally, we read left to right from up to down in the English language. We will put in Google Sheets data that is from top to bottom, and that is it. This sheet took that idea and flipped it 90 degrees and have a header on the left, a little bit more information in the middle, and then all the little pieces of information. And I thought this was a beautiful design. I thought this worked very well for being able to read everything in each set of these sections. It was really good. But I have 2 videos. Watch those. Great sheets on Better Sheets channel on YouTube. Next, our third thing, read the documentation. There is different types of documentation, and it's all within Google Sheets itself. There are 3 types: help in the menu, training in menu, and help in cells. So I'll start a new sheet here, a brand new sheet. I just went to sheet.new. The first thing, go up to help, you click on help, and then you click on help. And what does that do? It brings up this modal inside of Google Sheets. And here you can read all these popular resources. This is the most used parts of Google Sheets right there. And this also gives you a link to the help forum, where there is a forum where people at Google will answer your questions. Lots of really interesting posts that you can see the question and you can see the answer. Sometimes this has helped me actually understand how to frame questions, how to write questions on what is going on in Sheets that I want to know. The next thing is the training in the menus. If we go up to the help menu again, click on training, and here we have training from Google itself. People working at Google have created these basic courses. If you are coming from Excel, this is one of the best places to start. And then the last part of documentation inside of Google Sheets, we can double click, type equals, we can type something like array formula, and you can get a list of all the formulas that exist. If you want to just start typing, you can start with A, B, C, D, and you can go through many and see whatever piques your interest. But here, let's go with array formula. When I type in the formula and then hit the parentheses sign, this little help dialog comes up. But let's do one step more. Let's learn more. And what it'll do is bring up another modal, and this will give you much more information. But wait, there's more. Let me move my face. If we scroll down, and we open in a new window, we are on support.google. And here is where we enter into a whole new world, like a Willy Wonka's of Google Sheets. You can see what kind of related formulas exist. You can see popular ones over here, and you can also get a link back to the community and ask inside the community. So this is really, really helpful. I love seeing the examples. Reading through these docs is one of the ways that I got better at Google Sheets, by literally seeing what Google has as examples. If you don't want to spend 5 years of your life getting better at Google Sheets, mastering the full potential of Google Sheets like I did, consider buying a membership to bettersheets.co. There's over 180 videos right now. There's also scripts and templates. You get everything that I cover inside of the videos, and you don't have to spend a lot of time or money. Become a member for one-time purchase. You don't have to take the next 5 years of your life to get better at Google Sheets. So become a member, or at least consider becoming a member right now. Don't make any sheets, make better sheets.